Hello, people. Welcome back to the Neat and Chill stream. I am your wonderful host, Super Chad Marco, the big Anaki. I think I just had a disconnection already. But remember, we're on unstable hardware here. Right? I hope you guys are doing great. So I have some good news and I got bad news. The bad news is the president has been shot. Oh my God. My Lord. The good news is I just ordered the new computer. Remember on the last episode or the last stream we were discussing me getting a new computer, not a laptop. You know, we're ascending from laptop, right? We're ascending from laptop life. So I finally ordered the new computer and it's going to be here Tuesday. So we're gonna have some new and better hardware showing up on our doorsteps. So we're gonna have better streams, better and higher quality production values, faster production output. It's gonna be all around great. But of course, the news today is that the president has been shot. He's not the president yet. You know what's funny? Whenever I see Alex Jones talk about Donald Trump, he always calls him the president, the real president, because the belief is that they rigged the 2020 election and that Donald Trump was actually supposed to be the winner. I've never fully bought into that conspiracy, but who knows, right? But that's where I got that from. I got that from Alex Jones because he always refers to Donald Trump as like President Trump as if he did not lose, because he's a big believer in that they rigged the 2020 election. Me personally, I'm not exactly sure. I have no clue. There is that interesting documentary called I think 2000 Mules, where they present evidence that that there was tampering in the 2020 election. Like they show videos of people stuffing ballot boxes and shit like that, right? But then some people would say, well, that's because of the mail-in ballots, and people were like basically taking other people's votes to the ballot boxes and shit like that. But of course, again, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But that's why I refer to him as a president. But yeah, he got shot at today. It was some crazy shit. Everybody welcome the Red Knight, Steven, Kimo Sabi, Miles Mangies. Everybody is here. All five of you. To be honest, I wasn't gonna stream tonight. I was gonna wait for tomorrow night. I haven't masturbated in a while, so I was like, I think I'm gonna fap tonight. On Kono, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna fap tonight, and like this was my chill day for real. I was gonna chill today because I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of like running and working out, and I've been still working on Robot Music 9003. So today I was just gonna chill out, watch some horror movies, eat some junk food. But then, like right when I was about to settle down, I had just got done cooking some chicken nuggets and French fries, tendies and fries and shit. And I was just about to put on an old horror movie and chill out. I said, let me check R9K one more time just to see what's popping. And I saw somebody post, they shot Trump or something like that. And I was like, no way. Because, we got those AI generated images and shit like that. So I was like, this is probably like some AI generated shit. Like, I saw like two pictures. What made me believe it, though, was like there were two threads simultaneously, right? So one, okay, AI generated image, somebody's trolling. But two, I was like, wait a minute. So I went over the poll and I saw that they had a 1,000 reply sticky talking about the attempted assassination on Trump. And I was like, oh, shit. But by the time I found out, it was already confirmed that he was okay, right? Because that's when the pictures of him doing the fist bump or the fist pump were out. So they were like, yeah, he's okay. And so I've been just following this story for the last couple of hours, just trying to see what's going on, because it's quite interesting. You got a lot of people who believe that this has sealed the deal for Trump. A lot of people believe that this event is going to make it much easier for him to win the election. I'm not exactly sure I believe that personally. I don't think that Donald Trump experiencing or going through an assassination attempt is going to necessarily make him a shoo-in to win the presidential election. And because when you look at it, I'm looking at how different people react. And what's funny about it is that I think at the most it's sort of just emboldening. Is that a word? It's emboldening the people who already supported Trump. Like, it's making them go harder and like him even more. But on the other side, it's like I don't see it really changing anybody's mind. Like, if you didn't already like Trump or already support Trump, I don't think the assassination attempt is going to do much to change anyone's mind. Because what I've noticed is that a lot of the people on the other side, the so-called left, the liberals, a lot of them, one, they think it could be like this conspiracy where it was staged, like it was a staged assassination attempt. I've seen people try to downplay it, like, well, the bullet didn't hit his ear. I saw this one story that said that the bullet hit the teleprompter and the glass hit his ear. If you look at like major news networks like CNN, they're downplaying it being an assassination attempt. Like, I was looking at the Associated Press and they're not outright calling it an assassination attempt. They're saying it's being investigated as an assassination attempt. Somebody posted a picture of the CNN front page, and the shooting at the Trump rally wasn't even like the major headline. It was what was the conflict in Israel or Gaza that was the headline, and the Trump assassination attempt was on the side, and they didn't even label it as such. They labeled it as I forgot, but basically they left out the term assassination attempt. And so what I've been noticing is that in the mainstream media already they're trying to downplay this idea that it's an assassination attempt. And I think that's very key. That's very important, because if this is considered to be an assassination attempt, it makes the left look bad. It makes the liberals, the Democrats look bad, because this whole time they've been trying to paint the alt-right or the right-wingers or the Republicans or the Trump supporters as being the extremists, right? These guys are the racist Nazis who want to take your rights away. All these different narratives and shit. But then when it comes down to the actual gunfire and people getting killed, it's always the people on the right getting shot. Even going back to January 6th, the so-called insurrection, right? The insurrection where people didn't go in charging in with guns and shit, but I guess I guess you can call it an insurrection. But even then, who got killed? It was a white woman who got killed, who was a part of the riots at the Capitol. Yet, all the heat is put on, the alt-right, the right-wingers as being the extremists, right? Even though they're the only ones who suffered a casualty during that event. And then you fast forward to now, you have a potential or you have an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, right? And again, it's like, okay, but these guys are supposed to be the gun-toting, nutcase right-wingers ready to, kill the blacks, separate Mexican families and deport them and all that. But then, you guys are actually the ones who drew first blood. You guys are the ones who, because really, who else is going to try to attempt to assassinate Donald Trump? It's got to be, or, conventional wisdom and logic would say it's got to be somebody on the left. It's got to be a leftist. It's got to be a liberal. It's got to be a Democrat, somebody who's anti-Trump. And so it doesn't make them look good for something like this to happen, right? It doesn't fit the narrative of the evil, gun-loving, murdering, dangerous Nazi right-wingers for them to be the ones to be attacked first, And so that's one of the first things I've noticed. And then having gone on poll, you know, you got guys up there, they're going to Reddit, they're checking out Reddit. And on Reddit, you see kind of the same thing where they're downplaying it. They're either saying that it's staged or that it's not a big deal, things like that, right? And because you just know if the shoe was on the other foot and Biden was the one who had gotten shot at or shot or something, then you already know what the narrative would have been. I mean, it could have happened beat for beat the same way it happened to Trump, but the narrative from the mainstream media would have been completely different. It would have been immediately assassination attempt. This is, you know, toxic white, toxic white America. You know, those evil right wingers. I told you, Nazi Germany 2.0. You already know what the narrative would be. But my point is, again, I see people saying that, oh, this means that Trump is definitely going to win. I don't see it, because to win, you need votes. And I feel like this isn't going to change anybody's mind. If you didn't like Trump yesterday, you're not going to be like, well, he got shot, I like him now. You know, the only positive I can see for Trump is that it's just going to make his voter base, the people who already fuck with him, they're going to like him even more. You know, it's kind of like hip hop, where people like you more when you get shot, unfortunately. Oh man. But then you got a lot of people speculating that it was staged, right? That it's a conspiracy, and that, you know, Trump staged it for votes. I don't really believe that. You know, I know Trump isn't one that's above theatrics. I know that much. But this is a bit too much, in my opinion. I think this is, because you got to think about it. You have a dead shooter and you have a dead attendee of the Trump rally. So you got two people dead. That's kind of extreme. You know, if nobody got hurt, or right, or definitely nobody got killed, then I would be more likely to believe it. But, you know, I think to think Trump would stage something like this, maybe it's easier for like a Democrat or a leftist to believe that, because they believe he's Hitler. But I don't see Donald Trump being willing to sacrifice, you know, innocent lives just for a and again, it's like, why would you think that this would make people who are not going to vote for you vote for you? Like, it's not even a good strategy for attracting voters, right? It's only a good strategy for getting your fan base riled up, right? And shit like that, right? So I don't really see like the likelihood of that, at least not coming from Trump himself, to say, yeah, let's stage an assassination attempt, you know. And like I said, just the fact that you have another dead, you know, like, okay, so if it's, because some people were saying like it's staged to the point where like it was a BB gun, right? A BB gun. And I remember the earliest videos that came out. I'm not gonna lie, like when you hear the audio, that gun sound like a pea shooter. But when you hear the other videos that came out, that's some heavy duty shit. That shit was like boom, 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 right? So, but yeah, I've heard that. I've heard people speculate it was a BB gun or some shit like that. But like I said, it obviously that can't be the case, because you got somebody got their melon popped open. There's a video of a guy who was close to the scene as somebody got shot. He had blood all on the side of his shirt. Apparently he had like some sort of like medical experience or something. So he was the one that tried to help the innocent person that got shot. And that's why he had blood all over him. So, you know, as more and more videos come out, I'm like, how can people think that this was staged? Like the shit looked real as fuck to me, you know. But look, I always appreciate a good conspiracy though. So you know, I'm all for people speculating and not just buying into wherever the fuck is presenting to them. You know, I'm not putting anybody above, you know, above trying to deceive and manipulate perception, you know. But me personally, I don't think that this was staged. I did see somebody say something that was interesting though. I saw this one guy, because he believed that it was staged because he felt like if it was a professional sniper, Trump would have been dead. Because when you look at, like, I know Alex Jones and guys like him, they've already come out and they believe that this was like a deep state assassination attempt or something like that, right? Like the CIA or whatever set this up for Trump to get killed. And I don't know if I really believe that either, because again, if it was a professional hit, I mean, the guy was wide, he was wide open. It should have been I hate to say it, but it should have been a relatively easy kill. I'm not a sniper. I'm not a sniper, but it's not like Trump was alert and like a moving target or something like that. He was standing, giving a speech and whatever. So if it was a professional sniper, I would imagine that Trump would have been fucked, right? And so I believe that it was more likely, and again, I don't know, but this is my belief based on that what's coming out, that this was probably the work of like a solo guy, like just a somebody that was probably, I don't know if I would say radicalized. I guess you could say radicalized, but probably bought into these mainstream media narratives of Trump being the next Hitler and things like that. And then you see where things are going politically with Biden. Ever since the debate, his own party has turned against him. His supporters have turned against him. More and more people are realizing that he's suffering from some sort of cognitive decline. And so things are looking good for the Democratic Party and Biden and his administration. And so, maybe that all these things are culminating to making people feel like, I got to do something, right? We can't allow the next Hitler to get, we can't allow Trump to get access to those nuclear codes, right? But that's what I think. I think it was probably more so just some guy acting on his own. But I don't know. We're all just figuring shit out. We're all kind of excited by the spectacle. So I'm just gathering information as I go. Who's in here? Oh boy. Watching small streamers is comfy. I don't know why. Yeah, hell yeah. But wait for the day when it gets packed in here. I'm not gonna be able to talk to any of you guys. Oh man, I wish I could stream on Steam Deck. I found a Steam Deck for $96 on eBay. 512 GB had to copy it. Yeah, I just got the mini PC that Hellbreaker had recommended last week or so. So it's on the way. It's gonna be here Tuesday. So we're gonna see some increased production values very soon. We're gonna have streams in probably 720p or so. And it's gonna be like video editing and all that is gonna be faster. No more random shutdowns and whatnot. Yeah, I get my news from memes. Yeah, I mean, look, I try to be versatile, right? So sometimes I'll go straight to 4chan just to see how they react, but I'll go to X or Twitter. I go to X. Associated, I'll look around a bit just to see what's going on and whatnot. But a lot of times when shit happens, I find out because of 4chan, because I've been on 4chan so much. Like when Kobe Bryant died, I was on fucking VR, right? Chad, you look like a GTA character today. I was just thinking about that too. Like if I was a GTA character, what would my dialogue be? You know how the NPCs have dialogue, like they say dumb shit. The back of your neck like a pack of hot dogs. I got crabs the size of baseballs. Them white boys had me on crystal meth. Struggling pain, evil saints in my brain. That's my that's my favorite one from GTA 5. I have the same shirt. Awesome. Neatdom is world peace. It is a pretty peaceful lifestyle. I do hope I get a job soon, though. I hate being broke now. The images are fucking G. Are you talking about the images of Trump after he survived the assassination attempt? Apparently, the bullet grazed his ear. I heard another story that said that again, I don't know if this is true, but I heard a story that the bullet actually hit the teleprompter and the glass shattered and hit his ear. That's another, but that could also be another one of those downplaying story, because again, when you look at the mainstream media and the left, they're trying to downplay it. They don't want to label it or categorize this as an assassination attempt for the reasons I outlined earlier. Chad Marco, black community already Trump is fit. Yeah, dude, a lot of the black community are starting to wake up and see that the Democratic Party just quite frankly hasn't really been on our side the way that we believe. I think that for so long we felt like the Democrats were on our side because we like free shit. Yeah, I mean, let's just call it what it is. The Democrats have always been the side that was all about giving away free shit to us. Welfare, food stamps, child tax credits, and low income housing, and it's like all the things that we're thankful to the Democratic Party for are actually the things that have served in our own self-destruction. It's like I always say, anybody that's black, tell me what do the worst neighborhoods have in common? They all have the same shit in common. High rates of single motherhood and high rates of people on government assistance. These things, and then you also have, then from that stems the criminal element, gang banging, crime, more single motherhood, degeneracy, teenage pregnancy, all those things. So the same shit that we love the Democrats for, the same things that have destroyed our community and have pretty much destroyed the foundation of the black family. I mean, that's what it is. I think more black people are starting to realize that. And not only that, I think that in recently with the whole issue of immigration, in particular, that woke up a lot of black people too, right? It's funny because black people never really cared that much about the immigration issue. That was always something that white people were primarily concerned about, And then people always tried to label white people as being racist because they didn't want Mexicans coming in or other races coming in. But then now it's happening at such an accelerated rate. It's happening so much that people are like, it's affecting everybody. Everybody's starting to see like why it's not a good idea to flood your country with a bunch of, desperate young men, right? We see some of these guys coming in here committing crimes, and now we got to compete with them for jobs, and then just all the fucking foolishness. People realizing, wait, I got to pay for them niggas. I got to pay for their food. I got to pay for their shelter. I got to pay for their welfare. Like, this come out of my pocket. Hold up, right? And so that's another thing that's kind of waking people up. So we're definitely experiencing some type of like cultural change, in the black community, where I think more of us are just starting to see the Democrat Party really is not for us. We've always just been useful idiots for them. Quite frankly, we're their useful idiots. They give us peanuts and free shit, and then we're content to just wallow in our degeneracy and lifestyles of underachieving. We think we won because we got more food stamps. We think we won because they're going to pay off student loan debt. We think we won because we got our low income apartment and housing. We don't realize how all these things just continue to allow us to degrade and degenerate as a community, as a people. Oh boy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got some Twitter, some X stuff lined up here too. Let me just make sure I got everything right. Let's see, custom stream. All right. Hopefully I don't got any porn up here. I always got to be careful, especially on my Firefox. My Firefox is porned out. Okay. Okay. Let me refresh this. So this is on the Associated Press. This is on the Associated Press here. Trump rally attack investigated as assassination attempt. I love the word assassination because it's as in Oh man, I'm a child. Okay, so oh man, but this is what I was talking about though. Instead of just coming out and calling it what it is, right? But we can't call it an assassination attempt. It's being investigated as an assassination. I mean, like, who the fuck do you think the guy was trying to kill? Was he trying to kill Billy Bob? Was he trying to kill Sally Mae? Like, who? What was he trying to do if he wasn't trying to kill Trump? Like, it doesn't even make sense, bro. Like, I get it. You don't want to jump the gun, and there are more details and all that, but I just think the way they're trying to downplay and avoid calling this an assassination attempt is really ridiculous. And it really just shows that they have an agenda because they understand, right, that this makes them look bad. Right? Again, I don't think it's a game changer. People are who they are. They're going to vote for who the fuck they want to vote for. Like, I don't think, real shit, I really question, like, if Joe Biden got on live camera, like live TV, with a box of Labrador puppies and strangle each one of them to death before consuming their flesh, I don't think that I don't even think that would change the mind of cause that's how much people hate Trump. That's how much some people hate Trump. Joe Biden could stand up in front of all of us and kill puppies and stump puppies to death, and it wouldn't change a lot of their mind. They would still vote for him just to make sure Trump doesn't get in there. Follow live updates on the Trump rally shooting. That shit was, I can see why people might think it was staged because of just how good of a fucking photo op this was for him. Right? The fact that he got hit but wasn't hit in any vital areas, right? He was hit enough to bleed but not enough to be taken out. He was able to get up and show his defiance and give his fist pump, right? And then you got the American flag waving over him. He's surrounded by Secret Service agents who are more concerned than he. Like, he looks so badass. Like, it's the coolest shit. It's almost too cool. So I get that. Like, just the visual is just too amazing. It's just too perfect. It's way too perfect. I'm not going to argue against that. Like, this is just great. This is great. But like I said, this isn't going to change anyone from left to right. This is only going to make the right just more willing to go hard to support Trump at this point. A shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania has been investigated as an attempted assassination. Every time I see it, I'm sorry, but investigated as the man has blood on the side of his head. It's crazy. Like, what are we talking about? You're questioning that they tried to kill me? I got blood on the side of my head? I'd be mad, bro. I'd be mad. I'd be like, yo, fuck y'all. It might be an assassination attempt. We don't know. Maybe he was there for somebody else. Maybe he was hunting for deer. These people, man, they're a real joke. A shooter is dead and an attendee was killed. 2 attendees are critically injured. So there were 2 more who got hit. What the hell? Trump's campaign says he is fine after being whisked off the stage and is being checked out at a local medical facility. But again, that's why I don't really think it was staged from the inside. Because I just don't see Donald Trump being willing to sacrifice people like that. I don't see it. I think he's an asshole, but I don't think he's like, yeah, just keep right. Whoever dies, fuck him. I need this photo op. I don't see that. Biden returning to Washington after suspected attempted assassination of Trump. Suspected attempted. Okay. A lot of mayhem. Another eyewitness account. Dan Mooser was in the front row with the other Republican elected officials and candidates when the shots rang out. It was pretty clear after the first pop that it was gunfire, he told AP. My eyes were glued on Trump, he said. It was just a lot of mayhem and just a terrible, terrible tragedy. A terrible shame. Musser said he had been able to meet with Trump earlier in the evening and said the former president was loose and cool and joking with him. The congressman said he appreciated the outpouring texts and calls from Republican and Democratic colleagues, including the Democratic governor Josh Shapiro checking on him, but still felt angry and even a little helpless about the situation. The level of lack of civility and hostility, maybe this will send a ringing signal to all those to cool it, he said. Yeah, cool out, guys. As somebody's brain has been fucking exploded on the bleachers somewhere. Law enforcement officers work at the campaign rally site for a Republican presidential candidate, former President Donald Trump, is empty and littered with debris. Okay. Let's check out these winners here. They let off a lot of shots before y'all got busy. A few short minutes after Trump took the stage, shots rang out. So it happened soon after he got on stage. He just started talking about immigration too. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so I got some X posts lined up here, right? So this is what Alex Jones had to say about it. We all love Gay Frog Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you that we're not in normal times. World War III, nuclear war is this close. They just fired 5 shots at Trump and hit him in the side of the head. And the media's like, oh, big deal. He survived an assassination attempt. This is crazy town. Biden is a complete puppet. The New World Order is melting down everywhere. And I believe they're getting ready to kill Biden and blame it on Trump supporters. I've been saying that for over a year. So President Trump in Pennsylvania up there gets shot at, gets hit in the side of the head, survives. That image of him up there with the blood on his face, defiant, is incredible. And now the deep state that's committed all these crimes and opened the borders and human trafficked and started World War III, they are so desperate, they're going to go for broke. But I've told Trump, I've told his campaign, you've got to be more careful. We got to pray for President Trump right now. This is such a dangerous time. I'm in Northern California with what would be a huge story breaking tomorrow, and it's still going to break. Massive story we're working on right now, okay? Secret mission. And we'll still break it. But, ladies and gentlemen, this attempted assassination of Trump means we're not in Kansas anymore. And now they tried to kill him with a gun. They're going to try to poison him. So Trump, inside circle, listen to me. And I know you've listened before. You've had the Secret Service call me. I've briefed them on stuff. Listen to me. They're going to try to poison him now. This blew up in their face. They failed. They fired 5 shots. They killed 2 people. Maybe 3. Of course, they got rid of the shooter, so they can't find out who that was. This means the New World Order is going for broke. They have nothing to lose now. Pray for America. Pray for Trump. Pray for the free press. Pray for truth. And know with, 112 days from the election now? Anything is possible right now. Deep state, escalation war with Russia, China, Taiwan, it's all on the table. False flag terror attacks, blame it on Trump, his supporters, they've been hyping that. We need to pray right now for mass awakening and mass discernment because America is fighting for its life. I'm about to do a live show as soon as the crew get into the office. I just got off an airplane, just got here where I was staying. I'm going to do a live show at Infowars.com/show, band.video, and real Alex Jones. I'm collecting all the notes. All the videos will be live in the next 30 minutes to an hour at Infowars.com/show, band.video, and Real Alex Jones on X. But pray for President Trump. He needs to get out there and speak immediately about this. He's got to be very, very careful, obviously, in the future. But again, pray for Trump, pray for America. The deep state has overplayed their hand. They're completely screwed, which means they're going to strike back big time.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, man. You know, you got to love Alex. But again, I'm just not sure. I'm not so sure that it's like that's what it is. 'Cause he believes that this was an assassination attempt from like high up, and that's what I'm skeptical of. You know, I think it really could be like a guy working independent. But then like maybe I'm falling for the okie doke, right? Because remember when JFK got assassinated? That was the original narrative, right? what was it, Lee Harvey Oswald, that he was the guy working alone, and then as years go by, we find out this guy is connected to, like, I don't know, I forgot, like what, like communists in Cuba, and like it was an orchestrated attack, and that it was a, you know, like basically the deep state had to help organize the assassination of JFK because he didn't want to go to war with Vietnam, and then right. So now a lot of people look at the JFK assassination as like an inside job, basically, right? But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe because I tend to just be more like hesitant to just go with the hardcore conspiracy, and just so that's why I'm kind of like just dialing it back a little bit on that, right? But Alex would know better than me. But that's what he think. He think that like this was like a this came from the highest level of evil to try to take Trump out. I'm just not exactly sure on that. I do think it really could have been some whack job. some, I really do think it could have been some wacko. But I will say this: now this is suspicious, right? And we're gonna watch this video later. I got it lined up. But there was a guy who was close to the rally, and he was actually one of the first guys who saw the sniper. And he said that he saw the sniper going up the ladder to get to the roof with a rifle and everything. And he said that he was telling the police or whatever about him, and that they weren't listening to him. Like they were like, huh? Like what are you talking about? And so that's kind of suspicious right there, right? Like what if they knew the sniper was there and they allowed it to happen? Because that's basically what that guy was saying. And we'll watch the video in a little bit. But he said that we saw him going up to the roof and we warned law enforcement and they didn't do anything until it was basically too late. So was it like a situation of it was our shooter from the deep state and he fucked up, or was it we knew he would attempt this and we allowed it? I don't know. But definitely a lot of interesting shit going on here. Obviously in the side, yeah, I mean it's come on, dude. Let me see what CNN is saying real quick. I wonder if they still running that old narrative. Hold up. Let me see. Because CNN, they really the worst. They're the worst culprit of this. Let me see. If this shit ain't front page, bruh. I don't want to see Gaza versus Israel. Come on now. Let me see what CNN is saying now. Okay, I think they finally got Trump in the center. All right. I'm proud of you, CNN. Trump injured, gunman dead in shooting at rally. So again, this is what I'm saying, narratives. Controlling the narrative. Trump injured, gunman dead in shooting at rally. You can tell they specifically do not want to call this an assassination attempt. That's very intentional. That's very intentional right there. After what is being investigated, as they spin in the same narrative, investigated. TC, welcome to the stream. Shalom, Marco. Shalom. Are we Jewish now? Am I cool with the Jewish community? Maybe he tried to kill some random person for no reason. Yeah, like I'm just, like just a random mass shooting that Trump just happened to be there, right? Just like when they go to the grocery store and kill people, right? I just go to Walmart. Trump just happened to be at this rally. I mean, come on. It's a high profile target. Who else would he want to go kill? Put the poll sticky up on stream. No balls. I mean, I would, but they probably got some explicit images in there. I'll have to check it first. I have to check it. Poll is not a work safe board. And I'll be up there posting porn sometimes just to piss off the the Christians. Neat and chill. Woody is here. Retro Bra. Welcome to the stream. How do you feel about Donald Trump almost being assassinated? There's this bullet. This bullet. There's a picture I saw. I don't know if it's real or not. Cause this, I'm seeing too much cool shit, right? And I'm always skeptical of cool shit. But it's a picture of Donald Trump like looking to the side, and apparently you can see the bullet right as it passed his head, right? And I'm like, come on, somebody photoshopped that. Right? I believe he got hit in the ear. Okay, I got you. Assassination attempt. But y'all ain't catch the bullet. Right? Nah, bro. You're not gonna have me believe in this motherfucker Neo. There's a theory that JFK was killed due to his father's mob ties and his attempt at cracking down on the mob. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different conspiracies. Like I think as far as like the whole mob thing, I feel like I've heard that too. Like in fact, I think the mob had like helped him win the election or something like that. And then after he had won, he had turned his back on them. At least I think that's what I had heard. But the main conspiracy that I've always heard concerning the JFK assassination was that it had a lot to do with his unwillingness to participate or to start the Vietnam War. I believe like he was approached about doing a false flag to justify the war, and he turned it down. And then soon after that, he was assassinated. I could be dead ass wrong, but I could have sworn. Let me just look at. I think I saved that shit actually. Let me look real quick because it's actually very fascinating. Just give me a second here so I can find it. Let me see. It should be in downloads. Migrants, migrants, phobia, Jews. Oh god, I'm fucking hilarious. Nah, I don't think I got it. Oh, I could have sworn I saved it though. I guess I didn't. I never saved it. But yeah, that's basically what I heard. That he was approached with the idea of doing a false flag to justify the Vietnam War, and he turned it down. He gets assassinated, and then soon after that, the Vietnam War begins to unfold. But I guess I didn't save it. Oh shit, that's unfortunate. I should have saved that shit. Oh damn, she look good. Boy. All right, sorry about that. Oh man, it's conspiracy night, huh? I wonder if I can just real quick. Now you got me thinking about this shit. Let me see if I can find it. Was I I doubt Google would just tell me straight up, but I might as well Google it. Was a false flag? Okay. I think I found it. I think I found it. Okay, let me just bring this up real quick. There's some there's some fucked up shit. Okay, so Operation Northwoods Operation Northwoods was a proposed false flag operation that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense of the United States government in 1962. The proposals called for CIA operatives to both stage and commit acts of terrorism against American military and civilian targets, blamed them on the Cuban government, and used them to justify a war against. Okay, so I got it twisted. Not this wasn't supposed to justify the Vietnam War. It was supposed to justify a war against Cuba. So I got that part mixed up. But the basic idea is there. The possibilities detailed in the document included the remote control of civilian aircraft, which would be secretly repainted as U.S. Air Force planes, a fabricated shoot down of a U.S. Air Force fighter aircraft off the coast of Cuba, the possible assassination of Cuban immigrants, sinking boats of Cuban refugees on the high seas, blowing up a U.S. ship, and orchestrating terrorism in U.S. cities. The proposals were rejected by President John F. Kennedy. So I'll leave it there for you guys to do further further research. But yeah, basically, you know, stuff like that is why some people speculate could have been the reasoning for JFK's assassination, right? That they were coming to him with that fuck shit. Like, hey, Mr. President, let's do some false flags, kill some American citizens, start a war. It was like, what? What the hell? Are you serious? Man, I swear, JFK probably had no idea how real shit was, bro. He probably won the election, thought it was gonna be cool. He got in there, they bringing him shit like that. So yeah, we're gonna blow up some American airliners. We're gonna blow up a few airplanes, false flags, civilian deaths, collateral damage. like what? This is what y'all do? I want out. Well, you got out the hard way. Oh boy, I swear, America is fucked up. This is man. I swear. Oh shit! Oh look. I'm surprised I don't drop frames yet. We had a disconnect earlier, but it's been stable so far. Volume too low. Volume too low. The Alex, was that the Alex Jones shit? I remember to turn up the thing. I remember to turn up the thing later. Sup, Marco? Oh, Isaac Haley, welcome to the stream. Sup, Marco? Hope you're doing all right. Keep it chill and your energy right. Always rooting for you, man. Gotta root for the man, the big Heineke. I'm doing great though. I just ordered the new computer. I know I keep telling you guys, but I just wanted to remind you because we were talking about it last week, and I finally got everything going. I got the money up. You know, my mom put in the last $120. I mean, altogether it cost like $600. Right. And so I took the Patreon money. I sold a few video games. Some of the money I made from just doing, you know, different chores and whatnot, different jobs around the house, and plasma money, just been saving up, and we finally got it. Got a new computer coming in, so we're gonna have some great days ahead. I can't wait to set that bitch up. And start doing my gaming streams again, but in 720p, 1080p, whatever the case may be. Trump had plot armor. Of course he survived. Trump is a main character. He definitely is. He's a Mary Sue right now, man. Damn. Survived a headshot. Survived a headshot. Just got grazed in the ear, man. Like, that's crazy. It ain't quite 50 Cent. You know, 50 Cent got hit in the mouth, jaw, like boom. But still, that's crazy, man. That's some crazy shit. That's crazy shit. Maybe it was divine intervention. Shit. FLCD, welcome to the stream. Base porn spammer. Look, I don't spam porn. Right. It's just the fact that if I'm on a not safe for work board, I have a tendency to think it's okay to post porn. But Poe specifically makes it clear that you're not supposed to post porn up there. It is not a work safe board, but it is an anti-porn board, which is fair, right? But I like to be cheeky sometimes and right, post some tranny porn up there just to make people mad, right? But I like Poe. Poe is it's a cool place, other than all the racism, homophobia, xenophobia, anti-Semitism. They're terrible. But what I do like about Poll is that they keep it real. You see people being authentically the assholes that they are. And I celebrate that because I hate censorship. I hate people being banned for expressing themselves and things like that. So I gotta appreciate Poll for what it is. I remember I went to Reddit and I asked a simple question. I said, why don't they just shoot the people that are trying to invade the country illegally? And, and I got banned immediately. I didn't think it was a big deal. Shit, why not? You don't just shoot the motherfucker that's trying to just cross the border. Like that's not something that we do. That seems reasonable. They would do it in North Korea. Shit. Look, I get it. North Korea is crazy, but that's one thing I think they do right. You try to run across that damn border, they're gonna blow your ass. I respect that. I wish we had that type of policy. Like just keep it simple. Your ass try to get over here. Bah, 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 bah. On a boat, sink that ship. sink that bitch. You're gonna be right next to the Titanic fucking around. I so wish that we did shit like that, bro. Just stop the bullshit. If it's migrants on a boat, sink it. If they crossing the border, landmines, bullets, gunfire, like just. And look, I know I sound evil when I say that, right? But it's really not, because the only reason why people try that shit is because you allow it. All it take is one boat to sink and you will never see another motherfucker do that shit again. It take one boat. One boat to get blown up and you won't see that shit no more. It take one landmine, one Mexican limping back to Mexico with one leg because of landmine and you won't see no more. It's called setting the tone, making an example. Right? That's what the fuck you do. You know why, after the January 6th insurrection, why they showed you the pictures of the main people who were acting up, locked up with a fucking sheet on a concrete floor, right, balled up in it. You know how they put that out to set the example, right? If you try to act up at the Capitol, you try to protest the election results, you'll end up here. Right? It's called making an example out of motherfuckers. And then the shit stop. You stop fucking around. That's what I'm not saying it like, I'm just like, I want to see thousands of people get blown up. All it take, one boat. One Mexican coming back with one leg. That's all it take. Oh, nah, bro. Oh, nah, I'm good. Fuck America. That's all it takes. But that's all I'm saying, bro. Like, I went to Reddit with these simple ideas and I got banned. Oh man, at least on poll, I can have that discussion, right? I can have that conversation. And then we can discuss the pros and cons and the logistics of it. You can't even talk about it on Reddit. Was it Antifa? I've heard that they know who the shooter is. I'm not sure if it's accurate, but I keep seeing this picture show up on Poll. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But they're not really mentioning it. They're not mentioning it anywhere on any major news outlets. I'm kind of skeptical if that might really be the gunman. And he looked different from the one I saw dead on the roof. The one in the pictures on pole looks kind of chubby, but the guy on the roof looked a bit skinnier. So I'm not exactly sure. Um, I don't know. Let me see. No drop frames yet. Cool. hmm Give me a second here. Maybe I can find this guy. That's hilarious. All right. Whoa. Whoa. Who the fuck is that? Is that the guy? Oh, I can't show that. I can't show that. So I advise you to go to poll right now. Apparently, they got pictures of the would-be assassin with his top blown all the way up. Just oh god. Let me take my shades off so the image isn't reflected. Damn. Shit. Who is this? So this must be the guy. Yeah. Is he the guy who tried to kill him, or is he the? Oh Lord. Because there was the somebody died in the actual stands, so I'm not sure. But this was like the rooftop. Oh, that's disgusting. Somebody drew a penis by his face on pole. You guys are stupid. They drew a black penis. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Shooter identified as a white male, 39 years old, legal name Samuel Hyde. Oh, why do people always accuse Sam Hyde of being the killer in these situations? I love that meme though. Classic. But yeah, apparently they just released a picture of the dead assassin. I'm not gonna show it because I probably get screwed over by YouTube. Understandable. I get it. You don't want to see dead bodies up here, but yeah, they go to the poll board on 4chan. It's probably on X too, if you're not a Chan head like I am. But yeah, they got this picture of the guy with his. That's so disgusting. The dry blood, I was like all on the side of his face. That's so nasty. But he looks different from the guy. Yeah. So they were accusing this guy Mark Violets at first, but I think they got the wrong guy basically, because this guy is like fat. He's fat, and this dude is not fat. Yeah, he don't have a double chin. That's not the same guy. That's not the same guy. So this dude they've been showing the whole time has on pole is not the one. So I'm glad I didn't participate in accusing this guy because they're not the same. They are not the same. But it does look like he looks like a maybe a youngish white guy, maybe about 30, 30 Caucasian, medium length, brown hair, bit of scruff on the face, kind of ugly, really type incel looking motherfucker. But it could be the whole having his head blown open by a sniper rifle. There's this cool video that you can see. Like there's a sniper above Trump, and you can see when he reacts to seeing the assassin sniper. Two snipers, yeah, but you can see Trump's sniper reacting to the other sniper. Basically, it's kind of cool when you see him because it's like a little jump that he does. But yeah, information is coming out very quickly. I'm not gonna be able to show this guy's face because all they got is the bloody version of it. Oh, it's all over pole. Shit, damn. Yeah, if I get if I get a better picture of him before he got his head blown off, then I'll show it. Let me see. Hold up. Fuck yeah. All right. Let me see something real quick. Oh, we got a few drop frames. That's great. Oh, did I do the thing?
Someone who was here. You weren't inside the event, nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw.
So apparently, this was a guy who saw the would-be assassin before he acted.
Nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof.
I just got to point this out. You notice how he got the Trump 2020 hat? He was too cheap to buy another one, so he X'd out the 0 and put a 4 up there. But look, save money. I'm with you. But damn, dude.
With the rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely.
They blew his head off. I love how frank he is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards? Or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead. And that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him?
You gotta love British people.
He was in
they're so civilized.
Muted colors, tan,
so gentlemanlike.
type clothing. We saw the rifle flying around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle.
He looks like he knows about guns.
I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read.
Just a thing or two. But from what I hear, the guy had a rifle, basically. He had a rifle. Yeah, so that guy said that they saw the shooter going up to the roof and setting up his gun and his gun stand and loading the gun and putting the finishing touches on his manifesto, eating a sandwich. And they were telling the Secret Service and law enforcement, hey, look, assassin. And they were like, what? Right. So it could have been, again, conspiracy Marco here. It could have been a situation where they allowed it to happen. But it also could have just been incompetence. You know, it could have been just negligence on their part, just trying to figure out what the hell these rednecks were talking about. Maybe they just didn't take it seriously enough. But this is the Secret Service we're talking about. Like, your job is to take shit too seriously, right? But again, a lot of conspiracy shit flying around this whole event. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. But I do think that's weird. And even the guy who the BBC reporter was talking to, he expressed the same thing. Like, it's weird how late they were to react to the information that they were giving them. You would think that they would be on the highest alert in a situation like that, where your job is to protect the president, right? And he's in this basically a wide open space. And we already know presidents have been murked before. JFK, Abraham Lincoln. I forgot the other. Isn't there like another one or two that's been shot or killed? So it's definitely some suspicious details to this whole event, right? But again, this all happened less than 6 hours ago, right? We're gonna get more and more information as time goes by. It was real, but that's weird. What's weird is how quick the media and photographers were running towards the scene straight after the shooting, and just how perfect, right? Again, that perfect perfect photo op. But the thing is, it could have just been like a stars align type of moment when you think about it, because it is a Trump rally. So you are gonna get, you are gonna have a lot of like cameras, people recording and things like that. It's a Trump rally, so you're gonna have the American flags and all that. So it's almost like the stage is set for what we saw. You know, the stage is set for like a cool picture. Trump just had to survive. If he died, it would have been a whole different thing. It would have been laid out by American flags and rednecks. It would have been way different. But the stage was set. The stage was set for him to look good, as long as he survived and didn't get his top blown off or seriously injured. Yeah. But the other reason why I think it was real was that the way he looked, though. He looked mad. He looked so mad. Like he didn't look like somebody that was trying to look cool. You know, like he looked like he was pissed off. He looked pissed to me. He looked pissed. And then there's another video that I'm gonna show where you see like some of the people who were close to the guy who got killed. Right. And that really paints the picture of how serious, you know, this event really was. You know, I think that the fact that so many people are kind of jumping on it and saying it was staged and this and that, is kind of taken away from, you know, how serious it is. But like that video for me, the one I'll show a bit later, like is like, damn, like this was hardcore, man. The dude got blood on his shirt and all that. Journalists and paparazzi are unhinged, dude. Everyone wants that $1 million photo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I hate paparazzi, really. I hate them. But at least there, you know, I can kind of, you know, it makes sense. But they are a bunch of wackos for sure. Supposedly some antics memes be named Mark Violets, but they're saying he got arrested. Meanwhile, the shooter on the roof got his head blown off like a watermelon. Yeah. Like I said, check poll. Check poll. They got the picture all over. It's everywhere. I can't show it on YouTube, but you know. Marco is a porn addict. Dude, like not even, dude. Like that's the crazy thing about it, bro. Like I'm believe it or not, let me see. Like, I've gotten such good control of my masturbation habits, right? That like I masturbated one time today, right? The last time I masturbated was like almost 2 weeks ago. And I did it twice. And before that, I hadn't fapped in a week. right? So I went a week without masturbating, fap twice, went almost 2 weeks without masturbating, fap one. I'm on a whole different level here, bro. Like it's at this point, it's insane to judge me based on how much I ejaculate because normies are busting more nuts than me. Like if you want to talk semen retention and all that, then I'm doing better than most normie men. Because all that applies whether you're masturbating to porn or you fucking bitches, right? Because it's like if you're an athlete and you're trying to take advantage of semen retention and the male vitality that comes from that, you're not supposed to masturbate or have sex, right? So I have better control over my sex drive than most normie men. It's just that when I ejaculate to Japanese schoolgirls. That's the difference. I ejaculate the hentai and, you know, fucking Brazilian gangbangs. That's the main difference. But as far as like control, you could argue I have more control over my sexuality and my sex drive than normie guys. So I don't even want to hear that shit no more. Maybe like years ago, you could have said that. But now, dude, I'm steering the ship. Like I masturbate when it's time. I masturbate when it's time to relax and coom. Noah, welcome to the stream. It was my bro D's. D's who? Chad is looking relentlessly handsome. No homo. I know. Thanks for that. Got a little bit of a ego boost. I might talk to a girl this week. Welcome to the stream, OM. Trump is officially G status like Dolph now. 100 shots. Yes, they couldn't take him out. They couldn't take him out. Rest in peace, Dolph. They couldn't take him out. I mean, dude been locked up, got felonies, and now he been shot at. He got hit. He got hit and made it. Damn, this is just crazy. I swear. Like somebody said earlier, man, we live in wild times. Like it's that simple. It's that simple. We just living in crazy times right now, bro. But my wonder, or what I'm wondering is just, you know, because like I said earlier, Alex Jones, he believes that this was a real deal deep state assassination attempt. I more so feel like the guy was probably working solo dolo, right? Just somebody that may have been radicalized by mainstream media narratives and things like that, and feared Trump becoming president again because they believe Trump is going to be Hitler and shit like that. But I don't know, like that's the big question. Like how deep does this assassination attempt go? Right? Is it just some random wacko, some random crazy person, or was this set up by, you know, the globalists, the elites, the small hat gang, whatever your boogeyman happens to be, you know, who do you believe set this up? If it was set up by an organized group as opposed to, you know, Mr. Crazy Lone Wolf Assassin. The FBI and CIA is untouchable. They was planning in Ukraine at 2014. There's a video by Ron Paul. I wonder if I still got that video actually. Ron Paul was talking about this. You know, we all love Ron Paul. Let me see here. Ron Paul, Ukraine. Ron Paul, Ukraine. Okay. People need to know shit like this for real. People need to know shit like this. Because when you think, oh, Russia just invaded Ukraine for no reason because Putin is a bad man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure he's a psychopath. but he not just doing this shit for no reason. You know, so this video came out in like 2014. This is Ron Paul talking about our tampering in Ukraine and why it's problematic.
Well, you know, when two countries go to war, that's one of the first things they do is they try to block trade and not allow goods and services to go in. So if you do that initially, you block trade with a country. It is. What would the United States do if all of a sudden somebody from overseas came and said we can't import oil or something? We would consider that a pretty serious matter. It's not quite like a bomb dropping yet, but it is a symbol of a war going on when trade is blocked. So I don't like sanctions. I want to follow the precepts of trade. And right now we're trading a whole lot. The West is trading a whole lot with Russia. We should emphasize that rather than us putting on sanctions. So I'm opposed to virtually all sanctions unless there's a declared war. I've argued that case for a long time.
So you would just leave Ukraine to sort of sort it out between themselves and the Russians? Whatever happens, happens.
Well, certainly the United States, I speak more from the perspective of the United States taxpayers, and it doesn't serve our interests. We've already spent $5 billion over the last 10 years trying to pick and choose the leadership of Ukraine, and then we participated in the overthrow of the Yanukovych government, and this is when this recent stuff really stirred up. But we've been involved too much, and I take a non-interventionist foreign policy position. It's not our business. It doesn't serve anybody's interest. It's part of the same thing that led us into the disaster in the Middle East. A lot of people die, a lot of money is spent, and we're still suffering the consequences of the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. And there's the threat of the war in Syria. We don't need another threat. The American taxpayers don't want it. And our government thinks they can get away with, well, I know the people don't want a war yet, but we're going to play games and we're going to threaten Russia and we're going to put on sanctions.
We're going to play games with Russia. This was 2014. And so this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, when I say shit like the NEETs were right and why I don't give a fuck about participating in society and shit, like, because these are the motherfuckers that run the country. They don't give a fuck what you think. They be playing around, and then when shit go left, they act like they had nothing to do with it. Really think about that shit. When Russia invaded Ukraine, did any of our elected officials come forward and talk about our tampering in the Ukraine? Ron Paul just said it. That we participated in the overthrow of a government in the Ukraine and that we were manipulating situations to figure out who was going to take over. And we're doing that in Russia's fucking backyard. And then you fast forward damn near 10 years later, when Russia invades, we act like we ain't do shit. We don't know nothing. We ain't do nothing. None of them motherfuckers was talking like this. None of them motherfuckers said none of that. But they got to take the taxpayer money and send weapons over there and all that shit. Their narrative was Russia is big and mean, Putin is crazy, and he just invading them for no reason. He's power hungry. He's going to take over Europe. No, there's a reason why he's doing this shit. We were fucking around. We were over there fucking around with them, and then Russia said, I'm going to fuck back. And then when they started fucking back, we covered up our tracks, basically. We didn't talk about what we were doing. Because most people aren't informed on shit like this. And quite frankly, I wasn't either. I didn't know all this shit, but I'm the type, I like to understand what the fuck is going on. So I dig a little bit deeper and it's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's our fault. We were fucking around. God, man. That shit is crazy when you think about it. Cause you know I'm telling the truth. Like when that war popped off, I ain't see nobody talk about none of that shit Ron Paul was just talking about. I ain't see nobody say, well, we did participate in the overthrow. We were trying to manipulate the elections to get who we wanted in there. We ain't hear none of that talk. It was just Putin mean. He bad. Putin real mean. He just started a war for no reason. That's like if somebody shot my mama house up because I'm out there game banging, and then I'm like, I don't know why they shot the house up. No, they shot the house up because I killed one of their homies. It's like, it's a reason. They not just gonna come shoot the shit up for no reason, bro. Most of the time. I don't know why they shot the house up, mama. I have no clue. Soul Hacker, welcome to the stream. Woke up a bit late for the stream. Yeah, I wasn't even going to stream tonight, but I saw, when you're a content creator like myself, you always got to be ready for the call. When some big shit go down, you got to be ready to go. You got to be ready to stream and everybody want to talk about it and discuss it. Everybody come together, kumbaya, chop it up, get you something to drink, get you something to eat, get some snacks. Let's figure out what's going on, Actually tonight, this was my masturbation night. Mr. I'm not a porn addict. I got a whole night for masturbating, but whatever. That's beside the point. When some real deal shit goes down, I got to call the boys up. I got to put out the NEET signal. Get everybody in here, man. There's some real shit going down. Right? And I told you guys, I'm still voting for Trump. I'm still voting for Trump. Trump has my vote. Like I always say, when Trump won back in 2016, I was not a Trump supporter at all. I just thought it was funny that he won. That's it. That was because I've never been that much into politics. So when Trump won, it was funny to me, but I never considered myself a Trump supporter. When Joe Biden won, I was mildly upset only because we would get like no more like fun. Basically, I felt like the fun times were over, right? Just enjoying people drown in their own hysteria for no reason. I enjoyed that because I feel like people got themselves bent out of shape over Trump being president when he really didn't do anything to them. People were just so caught up in media narratives, mainstream media narratives, that they stressed themselves out over nothing. And so I was upset that was over. But I was like, okay, whatever, Biden, come on in, do whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal. But I noticed that when Biden became president, everything started to get worse. And so I've never seen such a clear side-by-side comparison of guy who did the job well versus guy who did not. And so that's why I'm voting for Trump, right? To me, it's just that simple. I was never a Trump supporter. I just thought it was funny that he won. But when you have scenario A and B, and A is better than B, then you got to go for A. And to me, that's my whole logic. That's my whole rationale for voting for Trump. It's that simple. I've never seen such a clear difference. When I go to the fucking Dollar Tree and it ain't the Dollar Tree, it's a $1.25 tree now, and they selling $5 t-shirts and something is wrong. When you see rent going up nationally, millions of illegal immigrants, like you guys know, I go running all the time. I'm seeing Mexicans everywhere, bro. Like you just see random Mexicans just walking around. On Sundays, if I go to Walmart, you have like 8, 10, 12 buses full of Mexicans. Go in Walmart Sunday in my city, full of Mexicans. And they're illegal immigrants because native Mexicans have a lighter skin tone. The Mexicans that are right from Mexico, they have a darker, like bronze skin tone. And they always speak in Spanish and they don't look you in your eye. As a man, especially with the brothers, if I walk past another man and we always acknowledge each other and give each other a nod, like out of respect. I try to do that with the Mexicans. They don't even look you in your eye. So I always know when it's an illegal immigrant because they got a different skin tone from native Hispanics. They always speak in Spanish, and they don't look you in your eye. And their women are always unattractive. Dude, this is the other thing too. Where are the attractive Mexican women? Because we already know most of the illegal immigrants are men, right? Like 90% men. But I see some women in there. Hey, I'm not trying to be funny. Like I don't see any attractive women with them. I know Mexico got some bad bitches, bro. But all the women I see with them, like they be apple shaped. They have like small legs and big bodies, flat butts. Right? Like man. I'm like, damn, where did the spicy Latinas at? Shit. No wonder y'all left. If it's like that down there, shit. Maybe they leave all the hot ones at home. I don't know. Marco, do you have any women followers? Absolutely not. I've seen some girls comment on my videos every now and then, like the herpes video or every now and then I'll see a girl comment, but I don't think I have like a large female fan base or anything like that for sure. Sporadically, I'll see a girl pop up every now and then, but I think my content is obviously more geared towards men. Whether you look at my music or the type of like vlogs I make, my perspective on different things, I just think it's obvious that because quite frankly, I would say that I'm somewhat red pill adjacent with my views, and girls tend to not really be into shit like that, you know. Girls don't like being exposed. Poe is schizo brain rot, which I enjoy very, very much. Yeah, you got to be careful browsing Poe for sure. It's a lot of crazy shit up there. Like you don't want to let too much of that stuff seep into your brain matter. You gotta like go to Poe, but go there with your radioactive suit on. Right? Put your Chad, since we're in conspiracy hour, I got a vid for you about JFK, but can't properly link it. Just copy the slash and the letters and paste in the YouTube search bar. Dominique Anderson, welcome to the stream. Let me see here. Let me see. I wonder why you can't. I really shouldn't open this link though, cause I really should not even open this link. Maybe I'll put it to the side because I shouldn't open it. This might be like a what do they call it? The thug. Oh boy. Hold up. I don't know. I can't even get out of here. All right. Let me see. All right. Hold up. Let me see here. I'm gonna turn my volume down too, cause I don't trust niggas. Oh boy. I'm expecting Dreamy Bull to pop up. Oh, I don't think I put it in right. Yeah, I don't think that worked. Oh, it says this video isn't available anymore. Was that Dreamy Bull? I might have really got saved there. I don't know, man. You might have to relink it unless it was a thug video. Hold up. Okay. So they haven't named the killer. Well, I see a picture of him, At first, it was expected to be Mark Violets, but I don't think that's the guy. I don't think that's the guy. He looks nothing like the dude on the roof with his top blown up. God Nova, welcome to the stream. It's the Russians. Apparently, Russia had a good, or Putin had a good relationship with Trump, but the only way I could speculate that Russia would have anything to do with it was if they were worried about, America having a strong leader again, right? But they always seem to have, but Trump and Putin seem to have at least a decent relationship with one another. And then, but unfortunately, that was always spun against Trump, where people were always saying that, Trump was colluding with Russia, or Russia was supporting Trump. Because, Russia is always propped up as being like the big boogeyman of the world, alongside with North Korea and China, right? Like those are the three bad guys, right? Frieza, Selv, Kid Buu. Hold up, now I got it. Hold up. So Kim Jong Un would be Kid Buu. Who would be Frieza? Yeah, Xi Jinping. Okay, I'll give him Frieza, and then we'll make Putin like perfect sale. Right? So they're always propped up as being like the bad guys of the world. So if Trump has a good relationship with them, they're gonna use that against Trump. Like, oh, he's with Russia. He's colluding with Russia against America. He can't be trusted. But again, I'm not sure. My opinion, lone wolf wacko, but I'm just trying to be conservative here. I don't want to jump the gun. And start blaming the fucking CIA or Russia. I think on Reddit, if they see you as a little problematic, they need to get rid of you. Yeah, you can't rock the boat too much on Reddit, for sure. That's just how Reddit is. I think Reddit is a cool place, don't get me wrong, but it's too heavily moderated and censored and controlled. Like I noticed, recently in Canada, for instance, they have a big problem with a lot of Indian people immigrating, and it's happening at such a high rate that a lot of the natives, they're upset about it. The Indian culture is clashing with the culture of Canada. The competition for jobs has gotten much worse. It's had a lot of negative effects, but we all know this. Mass immigration is terrible for the native citizens of just about any developed country. And Canada, they're experiencing that firsthand. But basically, the point is, on Reddit, you have a lot of people expressing that. And so what you're seeing now is that these subreddits where you have Canadians speaking out against the mass immigration of Indians, they're being shut down, right? These subreddits are being shut down. And, I've seen speculation on poll that it's Indians that are like mass reporting, right, these subreddits, claiming that they're being racist by not being fully accepting of the mass immigration of Indians coming from, India, right? I think that's kind of the problem that I see with multiculturalism. I don't know. I used to be kind of a believer in multiculturalism, and I'm not completely against it, but I think more and more we're seeing the issues that can result from multiculturalism, specifically when cultures clash. Because when you have a problem or conflict with another culture and you call it out, then you might be labeled a racist or something like that. Like, it's almost like you have to be accommodating and accepting of somebody else's culture, even if it begins to sort of, disrupt your way of life, right? And that's why I'm kind of looking at multiculturalism a bit differently these days. Again, I think it's cool in some ways, but I think at the same time, cultures need to be preserved too. right? Like let's have a few countries designated for multiculturalism, and then leave the other ones alone, and just let those cultures preserve themselves. America is cooked, right? We've already accepted that as our identity, fine, but not every place. Come on. The unkillable Teflon Don. Well, right now, so far, you heard what Alex Jones said. He said they're gonna try again. Let me see if we got another clip here. I don't know. This might be too explicit. I don't know. Hold up. Oh shit. USA.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Damn.
Took over, and look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I kid. That shit was loud though. Boop, 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 boop.
What happened to our country? Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Oh God. What the hell was that? You heard that damn Karen back there? Bless her heart. I bet she was terrified. Whoa. What was that? I'm not trying to make fun of you, Mom, but oh boy. I don't know. I would show that, but I gotta be careful on YouTube. You know how sensitive YouTube is. But you guys can hear the gunshots though. It was 3 shots, not quite 100 shots. Yeah, I'm a little off, but and I think the wave of gunfire you hear after that is from Trump's Secret Service, his team, shooting back. I can't see on entrance or exit wound from the angle of the photo. Yeah, you talking about the guy who was killed on the roof? Yeah, you just see like a bunch of blood on his face. Looks like his teeth got knocked out too. How much was he paid to do that? Good question. What again? Was he working alone or was he paid? Is this like a Lee Harvey Oswald situation where he's gonna be the patsy? Like, what's again, man? This is gonna, regardless, this event is gonna go down in like American history right here, man. It's gonna be and you already know, like, it's gonna be so much speculation about what happened, what didn't happen, was it staged, was it, man. And we live in such confusing times, though, really, because you think about it, if something like this happened in even the 90s, the narrative would have been so straightforward and simple, right? It would have been a simple assassination attempt on Trump. Right. Like I'm sure even going back to the 60s when JFK was assassinated, I'm sure most people just believed the popular narrative. But now people don't believe shit. people don't believe shit. And with good reason. You know, because I think we've learned so much about different confirmed conspiracies and just the way our government tries to deceive us. We just talked about Operation Northwood, where they presented JFK with the possibility of using false flags to justify going to war with Cuba. So stuff like this is becoming common knowledge. So people are much less believing of things, and I feel like sometimes we might lean towards a specific conspiracy because of our own belief system, to be honest. If you're on the right, you're less likely to believe the idea that this was staged, right? But if you're on the left, then you might be more likely to believe that. So the whole conspiracy thing goes both ways, where I think it's good because people are more willing to question things, but then it also gives you an out to not believe what is clearly laid out before you, right? But again, we just right now we don't know. We're just, again, enjoying the spectacle. I hate to say it like that because people died, but I mean, look, here we are, all just trying to gather evidence and be online detectives and shit, trying to figure out what's going on. Now my state is infamous for trying to take out. Oh, you're from Pennsylvania. I think I've been there one time. I think when I went on a trip to the Hershey theme park, but I think that's about the only time. Damn, this happened This happened in your hood, Woody. Yo, this happened in your hood. You're supposed to protect Trump. I'd be mad if I got shot in the ear. Look, I'd be mad, but I'd be thankful I ain't get all this blown. I'd be glad somebody ain't take the fucking bandana off my head. All this would have been gone. Like, I'll take that. You can have this. Does this feel like a defining moment in U.S. history for you? America really feels like it's in a decline, and this moment, for some reason, really cemented that for me. I do believe that we are experiencing a significant decline. It just feels like things are getting worse and worse and worse, right? The only thing that seems to really be getting better is like technology, right? Like technological advancements, computers getting better, AI, things like that, things that make life more comfortable. But I feel like in terms of like our culture, I feel like we're more divided than ever. One thing I despise is this whole left-right shit. I hate that. Cause I feel like because sometimes I catch myself speaking like that, and I don't like it because it just reiterates the division that we have, where we feel like I'm on the right and I'm over here and they're on the left over there, and it's too many people against each other just based off of that, right? Like that in of itself is bad enough, and then just like how people's political beliefs, how serious and diehard people can be about it, to where they can just paint, half the country as being idiots, right? Oh, you voted, all the Trump supporters are racist, Nazi idiots. All the leftists, they're all just sleep. They're not aware of what's going on, delusional, and all these things, right? It's kind of like when I did the interview with the transsexuals, right? When I was talking to them, and maybe on the surface you would label someone like that as being like, oh, they're lefty, delusional wackos. But having sat down and had a conversation with them, right? They were cool people, but regardless of our disagreement on gender, they were cool motherfuckers. They were all right. And I think a lot of times we allow shit to just keep us divided, right? Disagreements or not seeing eye to eye on certain things. And I feel like that's becoming worse and worse, right? And then you got division based on like racial division based on like different government policies, like the whole abortion issue. Then like people feel so seriously about things like that, and then like also, I feel like the government is starting to gain more and more control over our lives without us having any real input. You know, for us, like just for instance, freedom of speech, right? That's the First Amendment, if I'm not mistaken. Like something like freedom of speech, you know, that's supposed to be one of the most protected things in our Constitution. For like one of the most protected and cherished and valued principles that this country is supposed to be built upon, right? But then now, what are we seeing, right? We're seeing like people bringing forth like these hate speech bills and things like that. Oh, you can't speak poorly of these different demographics, these groups. You know, now it's hate speech. And then you see like censorship online where they're trying to control, like even going back to the whole COVID-19 thing, right? Where you weren't allowed to express an opinion or view that was contrary to the popular narrative, you know, medical misinformation. You don't trust the science, that type. And so that's another example of the decline, right? Like we're losing the grip on the freedom, the freedom that we had as far as like being able to express ourselves and freedom of speech. And then this hasn't happened in America yet, but then you see it happening in other countries like Canada and Australia, where, you know, many of the people have given up their guns, right? They've given up their gun rights, and, you know, they're outsourcing their right to defend themselves to the government. And we've always seen a push for like greater gun control in America. So that's another thing that I think further down the line, we could end up losing our Second Amendment rights, losing our right to, you know, whether or not it's going to happen, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, these are the things that are happening. Like, I just feel like more and more the government is just starting to gain more power and control over us. And then you look at things like the border. We don't want that goddamn border open. And this is happening globally. Globally, like so many countries, people are struggling with mass immigration, illegal immigration, and the people don't want it. In Italy, they went out of their way to elect a right-wing, what do they have, a president or prime minister, whatever the fuck they have over there. They went out of their way to elect this woman who promised that she was going to stop mass legal immigration, and she doesn't do shit. Right? And so more and more we're seeing that elections don't matter. Look at what happened in France recently, right? Where based on the numbers, more people were voting in favor of the political party that was going to put greater limitations on immigration. But then what ends up happening? Due to political fuckery, they end up losing anyway. Right? And so, yeah, I feel like we are experiencing a gradual decline from the, the really unprecedented level of human rights and freedom that has been established in America. Again, by the people, for the people. You know, the ideas like small government and the government not being able to fucking micromanage our lives, I think we're going to drift further and further away from that. Right? One of the guys, the YouTubers that I always point to, who's a big believer in this, is Aaron Clary. You know, I think he wrote the book Enjoy the Decline. He believes America and Western civilization is going through a decline similar to that of the Roman or the Roman Empire. He believes we're basically in the middle of our decline. And that's pretty much how I feel too, you know? And even though I'm voting for Trump, I don't look at him as some fucking savior, right? I'm just hoping we get 4 years of him patching up all the bullshit that this administration has done. But then what comes after Trump? Who's next? He only gets 4 years. And we've already seen that it takes no time to undo whatever progress even a good president can make. Right? So I feel like really just it's the way the system works. It's so much of it is really just out of our control, as the people, as the average citizen. Basically, we might be fucked. but right, but having said that, I do think that we're in a sweet spot, basically, right? I believe that we're in this sweet spot between the peak of America as a country and when shit really gets bad. Like, I think we're in the middle. And I think that's why Aaron Clary always says enjoy the decline. Because I think he understands that we're in a position where, yeah, things are getting worse, but it's not that bad yet. It's the ship is going down, right? We're on the Titanic and it's going down. But we got time to eat, to take a nap, to fuck. To write your will. We got time. We got time to party a little bit. We got time. And that's basically how I feel. I feel like for our generation, basically, like by the time we're old, that's when America is really gonna be fucked. Or maybe that's just my wishful thinking. It could happen next year. It could happen in 5 years. But that's how I feel. I think we are experiencing a great decline of Western civilization. But we're in the sweet spot where there's still time to enjoy and live a prosperous life with, a decent amount of freedom to, express and live your life the way that you want. Poll is going off. It is, absolutely. This has to be the best outcome for Trump. Yeah. Living. Yes, that's a pretty good outcome. But I see what you're saying though. Cause he looks so badass now. He looks like a fucking he looks like a demigod now. Like this elevated him, at least for his supporters. Again, he ain't changing nobody's mind. But his supporters are gonna fuck with him even more now. Like it's like, whoa, he survived an assassination attempt, and he was, he was. They love that. They eating that shit up for real, man. They eating that shit up for real. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I wish I still had that other video though. Let me check X one more time just to make sure there hasn't been like a update. I lost the other video I had where it was the guy who helped the innocent person who got shot in the head. He was helping him out, but I lost that video. White boy of the year. They're picking on the female Secret Service agents. So apparently this is the guy. Let me bring him up real quick. Cause this is a picture of him without his wig split. So apparently this is the guy right here. We have Ian Mao Sheong, a real red pill warrior. I always see him on X. But apparently this can't be the guy. This can't be the guy. Look at it. But it fits. It does. It looks like the guy on the roof. The hair, yeah, the shape of the face. He looked better with a bullet in his head though. Like right there, he looks like he crawled out of a sewer or some shit. He looks inbred. I ain't trying to be funny, bro. Like, you know, but damn, you can't tell me this guy don't look like he from the goddamn Wrong Turn. Damn. I'd have hate to be taken out by that dude though. I can't go out like that. I can't, nah, bro. I can't go out like that. I don't want to go out like that. I can't go out like that, man. Oh, hold up. We got to show this. We're done talking about the debate. It's time to put Trump in the bullseye. So Biden said this not too long ago. And so a lot of people are, you know, trying to connect the dots and basically say that he gave the order to assassinate Trump. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Let's be reasonable, people. I don't think that he pressed a button and gave the order, right? I don't think he was like, do it. I think this was like just the worst timing to say some shit like this. Like it was the worst choice of words at the worst. Like put him in the bullseye. Boom, boom, boom. Wait a minute. I don't think he meant literally go kill Trump. I think it was probably just a figure of speech. Like, you know, like let's take him down politically, not take his soul and send him to the afterlife. I just, you know, just to be fair, because I feel like sometimes people do shit like this all the time to Trump, where they take his words and they try to connect dots and shit. And I get it, but I don't think he literally meant it's time to fucking murder Trump. I don't think he meant it like that, you know. Let's be fair. Come on, guys. I just want to be fair. Trump is fairly well liked in Kiwi land, but we have our share of loony leftists. I fapped twice today. What's Kiwi land? What's Kiwi land? Is that Kiwi Farms? And it's even more apparent with how many mainstream medias are trying to downplay the shooting as an accident. Oh yeah, that's the way they're trying to downplay that shit is just crazy, you know. And just seeing how biased and just quite frankly ridiculous mainstream media can be, you know. If you really want to be informed on what's going on, you have to stay tuned in to like some sort of like alternative news media, some type of alternative, like you gotta be plugged in. But the thing is too, and this is what I'm saying, with the increase in like censorship and trying to control these different platforms like YouTube and, you know, Twitter and whatnot, like that's going to become harder and harder if we don't fight to protect that. If we don't fight to protect these things, we're not going to be able to get accurate information and to share accurate information. But now it's crazy because I think it's become so much harder for them to control these narratives because you have so many different options. And I think now too, it's like, it's almost like they don't know when to let up. Like they don't know when to stop being fucking ridiculous. Like Trump just experienced an assassination attempt. Whether or not it makes him look good, you gotta take the L. Don't try to downplay the shit because you make yourself look stupid. The dude just got shot in the fucking ear. You have a dead innocent at the rally. I think 2 other injured, a dead shooter. You got this shit on multiple cameras, different angles. And they're still trying to, and the whole thing is only making them look less credible. It's making them look less reliable as an accurate source of information because they can't get over their own bullshit. You can't win every battle. You got to take an L sometimes. Just call it what it is, or people are not going to take you seriously, bro. You got to, I get it. I get it. You're plugged in with the deep state or you're on the side of the Democrats, whatever the case, but whatever. But you got to know how to take an L, bro. You got to know how to take an L because you make yourself look stupid. Rural kangaroo bros, mostly like Trump. Yeah, he's popular with the rednecks. Let's be honest. Crazy how we went from SJW fails compilations to Antifa attacks compilations. Try to search up Richard Nixon jokes about LBJ killing JFK. Okay. Whoa. Damn. Richard Nixon jokes about LBJ killing JFK. Let me see. Richard Nixon. Was it like that? Were they just hanging out? Like, yeah, man. Like, I think he killed the son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what pops up. Yeah, for real? That's crazy. Let me bring this up. I thought you were trying to hit me with a dreamy bull.
Story one time that George Christian shortly thereafter was George Christian was Johnson's press secretary, perhaps remember him, and became press secretary for Governor Conway, who was our head of Democrats for Nixon. We were meeting in the Oval Office, and I saw the morning news report, and I just happened casually to mention to George, he says, well, I bet you that President Johnson is going to be real pleased when he finds that now they're calling me the #1 bomber. And George Christian said, oh, don't be too sure. He said, you know, LBJ, he never likes to be #2.
I get it. Because he was the vice president, right? I got it. I got it. Subtle. I got you. Yeah, he can. Right? Poke, wink, wink. That's good. I like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly unlikely that he had anything to do with the death of JFK. But you know what's crazy about this shit is how much of this information is out there, but it never goes investigated, you know? Like, I'll give you the perfect example of what I'm talking about. You know, like people keep bringing up Trump and the 34 felonies and all. Like, why don't you care about Trump and the felonies and blah, blah, blah. The reason why I don't care, other than knowing that it's more than likely just, you know, a political move to stop him in his tracks, is that, like, have we all forgotten about the whole Epstein situation? Right? So what I'm saying is this. why would you expend so many resources investigating Trump and these little bullshit ass felonies when you have a goddamn pedophile island that is connected to probably some of the most powerful men in the world, politicians, entertainers, and shit like that? Why is there so much more energy and resources being expended to try to figure out what the fuck Trump did with some shady business deals versus the Epstein Island shit? And to me, that kind of just shows you that our government decides when and how and what it wants to investigate. I don't see any sort of, oh, let's bring back the JFK assassination and investigate who really did that. Because don't nobody want to pay for that shit. Let's investigate these 9/11 conspiracies. Who's been held accountable for lying about weapons of mass destruction? Who's being held accountable for tampering with the Ukraine situation that led to the war that's going on now? Nobody is ever held accountable for the shit that really matters. That's why I don't give a fuck about Trump's goddamn 34 felonies, because they're picking and choosing what you're supposed to give a fuck about. There are millions of Americans rather die than give up their guns. I don't think the government is able to take that one away quite yet. Not yet. Not yet. I feel you. Not yet. But I don't think it's impossible. You know, it's like what Alex Jones always talks about. It's the boiling frog. You know, if you take a frog and you try to put him in boiling water, it'll hop back out. If you put a frog in warm water and then slowly boil it, it'll stay there and boil to death, right? How many things have gotten worse over time and yet we don't really do shit about it? It's going to be a slow process, and by the time they make their move, it's going to be too late because so many people, and then also the other thing too is the power of division. Because look at how many people are supportive of greater gun control. Think about how many people would celebrate losing our Second Amendment. Think about like there are literally plenty of people who would clap as the government kicks down your door and takes your gun. They would celebrate, they would party, they would laugh at you. Look at what happened in France when the right-wing party lost, right? And the big issue over there, again, immigration. And look at how people celebrated it, right? It was so weird. It's like watching people celebrate their own destruction, right? You're celebrating your country get worse. But I'm telling you, that's where we are. Like that's that. And so we're not quite ready for that. I'll give you that. But keep in mind the power of division too. And as long as they can get enough people to support that cause, they're going to laugh at you when they come kicking in your door to take your shit. They're going to celebrate it. And then you kind of take things, you know, you got to be strategic about it. You take things one step at a time. Oh, we don't want to take your Second Amendment rights. We just want to get, you know, what do they call? We just want to ban assault rifles. Right? And then more and more limitations start coming, right? Oh, well, we don't want to take your Second Amendment right. You just can't, like, now you can no longer conceal carry. You can have guns, but they have to be in your home. Right? Oh, and then now you can have guns, but if you shoot an intruder, you get charged with murder. Right? I'm telling you, it's a step by step process. And then it's because it's easier for people to accept losing a fraction of its significant freedom at a time, just a fraction, right? And then before you know it, it's gone. When they swoop in and take the rest, it's too late. You don't have enough people backing you up to support you. In fact, they're going to laugh at you. They're going to laugh at you when you get dragged in the middle of the street and handcuffed and George Floyded, knee on the neck, but you're white, so it don't matter. But yeah, that's off. That's a little ways off, you know, because we serious about our gun rights. But I'm just saying, you can see they've been trying for years. They working on it. That's all I'm saying. You know, they've been working on that gun shit for years, bruh. And they always present it just a little bit of just, I'm not trying to take your guns. We just want to ban this and then ban that and then put this limitation and then this restriction and then boom, the boom, the boom, the boom, the. And then next thing you know, they don't put out the order. Everybody give up your gun. You got 2 years to give up your guns. After that, it's a felony. Then what? New Zealand is isolated, but we get a lot of them too. They're basically the new slaves. Hit 'em Up is playing in my head. Oh yeah, Tupac. Ian Lies Strong is the last source I would look. I've definitely heard that he is a sketchy guy. I see him on X a lot, right? And I've heard the rumors, I know, right? But he be coming with some of the alternative media shit. Whether or not he's always a reliable source, as you say, is questionable. Do you think the attempted assassination would make Trump more popular? Yes. But I don't think it's going to make people switch sides. That's my point. He's going to become more popular globally, right? Because this is a global story right here. Because think about it. Imagine if Vladimir Putin had an assassination attempt on him. Or Kim Jong, oh God. Who the hell would try that? Boy, they going to... Let's not even go there. But, you know, this is a global event right here. Like this is something that's going to catch the attention of people in different countries. And Trump came out of it just looking so badass, right? And then the thing is, you know, it's obvious why people don't like the assassination, or some people don't like the assassination narrative. Because it makes the person whose life has been threatened, it makes them kind of look like a martyr or a hero. You know, especially when they're on the side that hasn't really done anything like that. You're on the side where, you know, they haven't been instigating gun violence or potential political assassinations. You know, it's like I said, even going back to the January 6th, who died? It was one of the Trump supporters who died. It wasn't like they were killing cops or nothing. Like, it was a Trump supporter who died. And so this kind of adds fuel to the fire, this whole idea that Trump is a rebel, right? That he's a man of the people, and it's the deep state, it's the government, it's the globalists, it's the CIA, whatever the case may be. They're trying to take him out because they don't like how he's fighting for the people, how he's fighting for the American, right? Because that's the Trump narrative. I'm real. I'm a real, authentic, patriotic American. You know, I want to uphold the Constitution. I want to protect our amendments. I want to protect your rights and your freedom. I want to put America first. And then assassination attempt, that just, it adds to that. It adds to that narrative that somebody out there is trying to take your freedoms away. They're trying to stop me from helping you, right? And so I think this is going to help his overall popularity, but I don't think this is not a mind changer. That's the difference, though. It's not a mind change. Like it would take too much of a significant event to change minds, right? Because you think about it, what has been a mind changer to get people to stop supporting Democrats or Biden and jump ship to Trump? Because we've seen a lot of that in the black community, especially with different rappers. What happened? It's the simple fact that if you're not fucking retarded, you notice that the past 4 years have been worse than the years under Trump. So it's simple logic. Vote for the guy who did a better job than the other guy. That changes mind. That's a mind changer right there, right? We've actively seen that in the black community, amongst the hip hop community. We've seen people gravitate more towards Trump because now they're no longer caught up in narratives. They're aware of the realities of Trump did a better job than Biden, period. It ain't about who I like and who I don't like, who did a better job. That's the mind changer. This ain't a mind changer. This is just, oh shit. That's so cool. That's badass. So I think it's still going to be interesting. It's still going to be an interesting race to see who's going to win the presidential election. Again, you have a lot of people who believe in the idea that they're rigging elections, that the 2020 election is rigged. So again, who knows? If they have the ability to just rig the shit, then it don't matter either way, right? But if not, I still think it's going to be close. I still think it, because never underestimate how much a lot of people just don't like Trump. Like that's the pure hate, the festering, all-consuming, obsessive hatred that Donald Trump manages to instill into his haters, into his detractors, is something special, you know. And I still wouldn't be surprised if he lost. I wouldn't be surprised one bit, you know. Election tampering aside, you know, fuck all that. I still wouldn't be surprised if he lost. X is 4chan light right now. Yeah, it's Elon Musk has definitely done a good service. He's definitely done a good service in that regard, and that, you know, X isn't quite what it was when it was Twitter. You know, like it is a bit more free as far as people being able to express themselves and shit like that. And that's cool because, you know, even though 4chan is very popular, right? It ain't like some small website. Let's be like, 4chan is active. That shit is active. But 4chan is still kind of seen as being like a back alley website, right? Like it's underground, like not really, but it's like how do I put it? It's like most people wouldn't be ashamed to admit that they browse Reddit or Tumblr or Instagram, or like that's normal shit. But you might not admit that you go on 4chan, right? Like imagine if you were out in the world and you saw somebody on 4chan, right? Like if you were in a restaurant or you in the mall and you saw somebody going through 4chan, you would be like, oh shit, this guy's probably a weirdo. Like me. This guy's probably a weird. That's what I would think. If I saw somebody on 4chan, I'd be like, this guy is probably a weirdo like me. But X, you know, Instagram, all that, that's normie shit. That's normal. And so I think that it's cool to have like one of those normie or so-called normie platforms, social media platforms, where you do have a certain degree of freedom to express yourself and talk and you know, and talk about things that you might not be able to on other websites and things like that. Like I still wouldn't dare talk crazy about COVID-19 or the vaccine on YouTube, right? But on X, I would feel more comfortable talking about that subject, you know, or Rumble or something like that. So it is cool. They have no morals. they just want to retain power. Yeah. Yeah. The attempt would change normies' minds. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, that would be cool, but I don't, because I'm seeing too much of the. I'm just seeing too much of the same. I'm seeing too much of the same belief, right? Where it's like it happened, but they want to downplay it, or like on the worst side, you see people joking like, "How did he miss?" Right? I wish he would have got the motherfucker. You know. And at best, I've seen some people on X be like, you know, Donald Trump is a human being. He has a family. You know, even though I don't support him, you know, he shouldn't be like, I don't think he should be killed. But I haven't seen one motherfucker say, I'm switching team. That's the only thing about it. Like, that's the main. I haven't seen nobody say, "Oh, now I'm about to switch." Now I'm about to switch up. The same way I've seen people specifically switch up to support Donald Trump because of the things that they've experienced over the last 4 years. I'm not seeing that so far with this situation. I haven't seen anybody be like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for him now. I got a funny story too. When I went to take my driver's license test, I got registered to vote. And it was a white guy, you know, who was basically, he was handing me my paper license before they would send me the plastic. But he was also getting me registered to vote. And then he asked me, do you have a political party affiliation? And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I did say I would vote for Trump. So I told him Republican. And I swear when I said it, maybe I was tripping, but I felt like he perked up. It just seemed like out of nowhere, he liked me much more when I told him that I was going to vote Republican. I feel like him seeing a young black man deciding to vote Republican probably gave him a little hope that, you know, because that DMV is like mostly like, you know, black people working in there and whatnot. He's probably like the only white guy I've seen working in there. And I swear, if he did, it just seemed like he perked up when I told him that I would vote Republican. Like, it gave him hope. That shit was pretty funny. But look, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this will give people something to think about. Maybe it'll make people question what the fuck is really going on in this country. Because it's like, again, Trump is supposed to be Hitler. His supporters are supposed to be the racist, dangerous ones that are going to start the Civil War and, you know, hang the blacks. And, you know, but reality is not fitting, you know, that story. It's not. It's not. The reality is Trump is the one that got shot. And he the one out there ducking bullets and shit. But they're supposed to be the bad guy. But wait a minute. Why are the bad guys being shot at first? It doesn't make sense. It's like Batman, right? Joker is supposed to come out and commit a robbery or do some type of crime. Then Batman shows up and beats his ass. Right? It's not supposed to be Joker was in the comfort of his home and then Batman just fucking glided through the window and just beat his ass. Like, wait a minute. This ain't right. It's out of order. And so maybe it'll give people something to think about. But I feel like that's wishful thinking. I just feel like it's very wishful thinking. But you know, it's possible. if people's brain is working right, and they're not just too clouded by, what they're stuck on believing at the moment, they can kind of see that, like, wait a minute, that's kind of odd. That's kind of weird. Hitler got shot first. Damn. If Biden wins, it's time for January 6th, part 2, the finale. Let's get it. I don't think nothing's gonna really happen if Biden wins. Any sort of significant chaos or disruption is in this scenario, and the scenario being Biden winning, is really going to be predicated on white people doing something, and white people don't do shit no more. I hate to say it, but white people don't really do anything anymore. I see. It's like when you go to poll, you see people kind of saying things like, just wait for the white man to have his back against the wall, and then I don't know, man, because it's like when you look at things globally, right, and how, like, we look at places like Canada or France, Denmark. But they did this terrible thing where now they're taxing the farmers $100 per cow for some fucking carbon tax and whatever, right? And those farmers, they protested. They did a little farmers protest, but they're still getting fucked. And so what I'm saying is like, even if Biden wins, I don't think that there's going to be a significant enough uproar to really do any damage to the established system. Yeah, I mean that's just what it is. I mean, even when you look at the January 6th, it wasn't like they stormed the Capitol with firearms drawn and like they weren't, or seemingly they weren't out for blood. Again, the only people that got hurt were them. They were the ones that lost somebody. They were the ones that got arrested and shit like that. So yeah, but that's why I say that we are experiencing the decline. This ain't 1776 no more. Like, white people not on that type of time. They're not on that level of rebellious spirit, right? To really get violent and tear shit up like that. Really, black people and Mexicans and shit are more likely to do that, but we tend to do it for the wrong reasons. We do it for George Floyd. Right? I mean, you gotta think about that shit, bro. George Floyd got people more riled up and rebellious than the possibility that the election was stolen, right? Like, George Floyd generated more heat than that shit. So I wouldn't get my hopes up that there's going to be any sort of significant uproar about Biden winning. People would be upset. There'll be salt. There'll be seething. There'll be accusations of election rigging and all that. But is it going to be a civil war? No. We're in the decline, baby. We get upset. And then we go back home, we bitch on the internet, and then we go back to our lives. People ain't... we not on that time. We not organized. We don't got a plan. Ain't nobody trying to go to jail. Ain't nobody trying to knock shit over. It's just, that's just what it is. Interesting talking about virtual spaces as underground. I get what you mean, though. Yeah, I guess it's not literally. It ain't like you go down to the back alley down the street, but just in terms of like sometimes it could be like really like a website that's more low key or something like that, right? for instance, something like Lane Chan or whatever. Like that's one of the not so popular Chan boards or Chan websites or something like that. You know, I'm just saying you got surface websites that are, you know, heavily populated and very popular, and then you have some that are like underground. But I think the unique thing about 4chan is that 4chan is very popular, but I think because of the nature of it, it makes people less likely to admit to using, and also the format, because it's a website that prioritizes anonymity over having an established identity. You know, things like having an avatar or even a trip code, a name, anything like that, you usually get called out for it on 4chan. You know, you can establish yourself on 4chan, you know. Like just for instance, you go on R9K, you have different girls that are known there. Guys like Eggman, you know, they made their name on 4chan and shit like that. So, you know, it happens, but generally speaking, I just think because of the nature of it, you know, between the fact that it doesn't allow you to really make like a self-serving profile for yourself with all your pictures and all your opinions neatly lined up, and someone can just scroll down and see all your posts and all that, and just how edgy people tend to be, the content, you know, yeah, the fact that people post stuff like lolicon, you know, gore videos flying around, and just the opinions and the discussions and things like that, like what is allowed to be discussed, things like the anti-Semitism on poll and whatnot. You know, it made like it's, you know, it's a dirty place. 4chan is just, it's dirty. It's not clean. You know, 4chan is probably the most popular underground website though. Big Hit Darmaka, welcome to the stream. Trump Daddy, you fucking legend. Come my pants. I don't blame you though. That shit was badass. That was cool as fuck. Chad Marco can read faces. Hey, I can. Obama sent the hit. Man, oh shit. You know, Obama do got that Chicago. Ain't he from Chicago? Obama got that Chicago in him, man. It kind of makes me think back to that little clip though, where Obama and Biden, they were on stage together, but Biden had one of those old man moments. He had one of those old man moments, and he got froze. He glitched out on the stage, and then Obama had to help him off the stage. Like, it's time to go, Joe. That was a bad look right there, bro. That was a bad look. But again, even there, you saw like the narrative control, where the mainstream media was like, no, Obama did not help Biden off the stage, when he clearly did. He clearly led Biden off the stage like, it's time to go, Joe. You don't decide. I decide when it's time to go. It was clear as day. I'm on poll again. Dead shooter notables. Damn, did he really say that? Did he really say that? Did he really say that? What? What? All right, so I'm on poll, right? And you guys know Destiny. You know, I did a video about him a while ago in his relationship situation. This is what he said about it. Kind of subtle, but you can tell where he leans here. If we learn anything today, I hope it's realizing the importance of principles I've stressed many times on stream before. Having a firearm means absolutely nothing if you don't spend time at the range practicing with it. I'm so disappointed. You know, I want to like Destiny and guys like him, but it's like, because you know what he's saying. He's just trying to be cute about it. You know what he's saying. I wish he would have blew his top off. I mean, look, everything he said right there was basically, I wish he would have hit him. He said it without saying it. Right? You want to kill a motherfucker with a gun, practice. Come on, bruh. And honestly, like shit like that just disappoints me because I hate to jump on like the hate bandwagons. I know a lot of people be hating on Destiny and shit. When you see shit like that, and it confirms what people be saying, bro. Just like the craziest, most psycho people. It ain't the rednecks, bro. It do be the motherfuckers over there. Damn. He is right though. You do want to, you do want to practice with your gun. You get one. I mean, yeah, that. I'm just saying it's clear what he's trying to say though. It's kind of fucked up. So this is something that I've been seeing. I want to just bring this up real quick. I think this is kind of important because I've seen this accusation go around quite a bit. So this is in that same thread, right? And you see here, right? This guy says, cold detached logic. Are you a woman? If Biden died of dementia tomorrow, what do you think Republicans would do? Cry about it? Of course it's good if your enemy gets killed, right? And so this is something that I've seen people kind of give as like a counter to the people who are saying that, you know, there are people on the left who are celebrating Donald Trump and someone attempting to assassinate him and wanting him to actually die, right? But the main difference here, right, that I got to point out is that anybody that knows anything knows that even if Biden got taken out, it wouldn't help a thing. Why would a puppet president being killed be of any help or any service to the people who are against him? Like nobody feels threatened by Biden. Like we got to put that out there. Like Biden is not the problem. Biden is not the issue. Biden is more than likely just a puppet president. He's a stand-in, right? You can switch Joe Biden out for a sack of potatoes and it'll be the same outcome, right? So anybody that would celebrate Biden being taken out don't even know what the fuck is going on. And I think that's what the clear difference here is, right? Biden isn't even a threat to anybody. Really. But obviously people see Trump as being a threat. And I think that's the big difference there. white people in a weird state as a whole. Oh yeah, white people are cooked. I'm I'm just letting you know. White people, man, it's crazy. Like when I think about it, white people were in position to take over the whole world. Excuse me. Created some of the most powerful and prosperous countries in the world. And now they just fucking them up. Just fucking like it like the white race to me just seems to be so self-destructive. It's crazy. I mean, literally, like in position. Like white people could just own the world right now, and they just said no. Diversity is our strength. Feminism. Like just drop the ball, bro. It's like I get it. I'm black, so I'm not supposed to care, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like that shit made me kind of feel bad too, bro. Cause it like I don't see how a group could fall off like that, bro. I don't see it. It's like the white people have just been really, quite frankly, become like the cuck race. Right? Where it's like you have no choice but to accommodate the cultures of other races or you become now a racist. Right? It's like you're stuck. It's like you're stuck. You gotta bend over for everybody else. And if you don't, you're racist. You don't want to be a racist, so you do that. You bend over. You know, it's I mean that's what it is. That and you see the same thing in every predominantly white country. They're doing the same shit. The same thing. But the blacks that rebelled for George Floyd wound up destroying their own. Don't look. We been cooked. You ain't got to tell me that. We been cooked. We been cooked. I ain't like we ain't talking about the black community. We already know it's game over. We already know what that is. We already know how that goes. To me, any black person that got sense knows that you need to save yourself. Save yourself. I always say that, you know, if you black and you got some sense, you got to save yourself. You're not taking the community with you. You're not taking nah. We already know that, you know. I'm just saying in the case of white people, it's different because they were in control. Like they had everything. You had it. You had it and you dropped it. You ever seen that the Star Wars movie? I forgot which episode it was, but when was it when Anakin was fighting Obi-Wan at the volcano, and Obi-Wan had the higher ground, and he told Anakin, "Don't jump, nigga. You're not gonna beat me. Like I got the higher ground. You'll lose." And he jumped, and then he got his legs and shit cut off. White people are like Obi-Wan, right? You had the higher ground, and then you said, "Wait, stop. Let's switch places." That's why. That's white people. It confuses the fuck out of me how they allowed this shit to happen. Like you were Obi-Wan, you had the higher ground, and you said stop. Let's trade places, and then start over. And now it's probably too late. Damn, the shooter looks like such a dork. Oh yeah. God, man. Terrible. I mean, a real chud. I miss the days when the internet wasn't real life. It was all fun and jokes that we could leave behind when we went in the real world. Yeah, the internet is real life now for sure. But because there's too much value here now, though. That's the thing about it. Because, like, just look at it from a media perspective, right? There was a time when mainstream media controlled all the narratives. Where if you wanted to know what was going on, where did you go? You went to CNN, you went to MSNBC, you went to Fox News, you turned to the television. And so the power of controlling narratives was consolidated. It was controlled. With the internet, no more. Now it's like, wait, if I want to learn about a certain event or I want to get information, I can seek out different alternatives. I can seek out alternative media. I don't have to go into CNN, right? What does Alex Jones have to say about this? What does Russell Brand have to say about this? What does Joe Rogan have to say about this? What does Gil's Arena have to say about this? Or $1 Million Worth of Game, the Joe Budden podcast, right? We have seen an explosion of different and alternative media outlets, everything ranging from like mostly like podcasts and stuff. But we're seeing how people are no longer glued to just, again, CNN and shit like that. And so if you think about it, if you are the government, the deep state, the elites, whoever was in control of the news and information, you have to get control of the internet, because the internet that's where people are going now for the information. This generation, they're not turning on TV to see what the fuck's going on CNN. They're not going to the CNN's YouTube page. They have their own personal favorite YouTuber or TikToker or Rumbler or Twitter, whatever. And so now it creates a necessity to take the internet more seriously. And that means controlling the internet. And like I said before, this is what we saw during COVID-19, where this, and really it's probably one of the best recent examples of the necessity to control narrative that we've seen put into action, because you saw how people were speaking out against the vaccine, how people were questioning COVID-19. You had these different conspiracies. And so what did you see? You saw places like Twitter and especially like YouTube and whatnot. They were deliberately silencing and trying to cancel people who were not going along with the established narrative. Remember when Joe Rogan was promoting things like ivermectin and whatnot? Perfect example. And so, like I said, it's become a necessity. They have to control the internet, because again, it's not real life, but it's too serious now. It's like the internet is now, it's no longer a place for weirdos, right? It's no longer just a place for World of Warcraft nerds and people trying to hook up on Craigslist and everybody is connected now. Everybody is connected. There's us, there's our flesh body, and then there's our digital identity. It used to be what's your phone number. Now it's what's your Instagram, what's your Facebook. You see, and so again, it's created a necessity to control these things. And as they become controlled, they're no longer going to be fun. That's the fucked up thing about it. As they become controlled, no more fun. And I was talking about this recently, with the whole porn verification thing that you're seeing in different states with certain websites. and how a lot of us, we believe that this is just the step-by-step process to normalize a digital online ID for everyone, because that's going to make it much easier to track and to identify people online and their online activities and things like that. Pornography is being used as the excuse, but eventually I believe that this is going to be normalized, where you're not going to be able to participate or use the internet without some sort of like identification that is going to basically make it just so that every step you take in the virtual space is going to be tracked and tied to who the fuck you are. Sleepy Joe was probably happy as hell. Was he? Because he missed. If he hit him, I'd be mad. Look, if I was Joe Biden, I'd be mad. Because I'm looking bad. Everybody's already like, oh, you got dementia, you old as fuck, you need to retire, you need to go. This would have been the ace for Joe Biden. If Trump would have got taken out, this would have been, really, he needed this. Biden needed, because Trump is a serious threat right now to him winning the election again. So I think, if anything, he should be upset. One, that Trump didn't get taken out. This is assuming Biden is evil, right? I don't know. I'm not trying to put too much dirt on his name, right? Because in my opinion, I just think that he's a puppet president, right? He's a stand-in. The administration as a whole, the deep state, CIA, these are the ones that are really in control. Biden is just a mascot. Again, Biden, sack of potatoes, no difference whatsoever. Does not matter. But I think that if anything, he should be upset, because Trump is a serious threat, and he didn't get taken out today. And this is only going to make him more popular. It's not going to change voters' minds, but it is going to make him more popular. The left is so disingenuous and harbors so much hatred. Destiny is such a cuck, man. Yeah. But again, I hate, because I hate the left and right shit. I just want to put that out there. I want us to come together. We need unity. We need understanding. But you can't deny it. It goes back. Remember that Kathy Griffin picture when she had the bloody Trump head, right? She had the bloody, and then she got a lot of backlash. She basically got in trouble for that shit, right? I mean, that's how serious it gets for people, though. Where it's like, it's like they want to see you dead. They want to see you dead. They want to see you taken out, But I think a lot of it too is just like when you fall for the brainwashing, when you let people, when you don't think for yourself and you let people just tell you who somebody is. They tell you, this guy is Hitler and he's a fascist, a dictator, and people buy into it. It's kind of sad too, because a lot of that, it stems from the fact that, people, they trust the television. They trusted CNN. They trusted Stephen Colbert or whatever. They trusted, they can't fathom that these people would deceive them. They can't fathom that these people could be wrong or biased or have an agenda. So it's almost sad in a way, because it's kind of understandable why people would. It's almost like if you're a child and your mother tries to pit you against your father, or your father tries to pit you against your mother, right? And then, like, you're separated from the other parent. Like, it's easy to fall for that. It's like when I was growing, like, I feel like my mom didn't do that. I'm not trying to accuse her of doing that. But as I gotten older, I could see, like, the flaws of my mother that might have contributed to the relationship between her and my father not working out. Shit like that. But that's kind of what it's like when somebody you believe in is steering you in the wrong direction. And you just have blind faith in them. And I think that's partially where it comes from. I just think a lot of people they just haven't hit that next level of awareness to kind of see past the bullshit. So they fall for this shit. What's up with the Discord? It takes 2 minutes to make one. It's coming. I promise. Bro just basically saying, I wish the motherfucker didn't miss. Come on. And trying to be low key with the shit. I mean, look. Don't get me wrong, bro. Like, when you start getting into like conspiracies and trying to figure out like who runs the world, who's pulling the strings, you do kind of get frustrated. And there is a certain thought of like, damn, like I wish, something would happen. But then it's that next level of understanding where it's like, not like it, dude, you take one motherfucker out, somebody else gonna just fall right back into somebody. It's plenty of evil people to fall in line. Right? No matter who you think is pulling the strings or is the evilest motherfucker on the planet, whether it's Bill Gates, Rothschild, Soros, Carl Schwab, Justin Trudeau, whoever, even if they were taken out, somebody gonna fall right in place. It's not the individual people, it's the system. It's the whole system. I be trying to think like what would be a system that would actually work in our favor as ordinary citizens? I don't think in terms of, oh, take this motherfucker out, put him in. That's stupid. Like that's the whole system has to be reworked and changed so that people can't do shit like that. So that, for the people, by the people actually works. So there's actually, but again, now at this point with so much division, I don't even know how that would work. To be honest, we can't agree on shit like abortion. We can't agree on shit like immigration, gay marriage, gun control, all these things. We have all these reasons to fucking hate each other. So I don't know. Not all whiteys are the same. Places like Scandinavia live in a Q bubble. I gotta check them out. I gotta check them out. I swear, it just seems like every day I see more and more bad news for white people. just more bad news. Like I saw this one story where, like I think it was like this woman was about to get raped or something, and she protected herself with pepper spray. But they arrested her because apparently pepper spray was illegal in the country that she had it in. So, you see shit like that, man. It's just like, damn. You see these stories of immigrants coming in and raping women and getting off with a slap on the wrist and things like that. And then people being criticized for, turning these into like race issues or immigrant issues. And it's just like, it's just a bunch of weird shit, bro. Most of the Brits fled. Eastern Europe is much more conservative, but so are places like Italy. Fascism is making a comeback. Western Europeans love exploration. I hope so in Ganser. I hate to see whites go, and I think more whites are red-pilled in the media would like people to think. The internet is heavily censored and controlled through algorithms, and AI commentators. It's like a weird cable TV now. I miss 2005, 2019 YouTube. Yeah. We better soak it up and enjoy it as much as we can. I always say this. I dread the day when 4chan gets deleted. Something's going to happen to 4chan. I don't think 4chan is going to survive these changes that are coming to the internet. Because you think about it, Moot the original creator of 4chan, he gave it up to what, that Asian guy. Who the hell is he? Like, what's to stop him from just being like, fuck it, I'm shutting everything down? Like, why not? I've never heard of 4chan really being the most profitable website, and it comes with so many problems because you got people always doing dumb shit up there, like posting CP and making threats on politicians, swatting, doxing. A lot of bullshit, you know? But I dread the day because I just feel like 4chan is the perfect place. It is just the perfect place for online expression. You know, as much as I like the new X, the revamped Elon Musk X, you know, it still ain't nothing like 4chan, bro. It's nothing. I swear. It's nothing like 4chan. But yeah, shit is probably gonna get worse as far as like the internet, because it's they have to control it. You know? You gotta control the flow of information. You gotta control the narrative. And if you don't have that, you don't have the minds of the people. You know, you don't have the ability to brainwash and to program and things like that. But I do wonder, you know, how many people are going to be awakened because of the internet and just the new like free flow of information that we're seeing now. You know, just even things that we were talking about earlier, right? Like just how, for instance, how John F. Kennedy was literally presented with the idea to have a false flag event and to endanger and threaten the lives of innocent people. Like, this is not conspiracy. This is real shit. You know, what happens when more people learn shit like that? What happens when people begin to learn, like, wait a minute, Russia did not invade Ukraine for no reason, right? This has been building up for years, and the United States has played a significant role in instigating this war. What happens when people begin to learn shit like that? You know, so my hope, and maybe I'm coping as I hope, but my hope is that enough people will awaken to these uncomfortable truths and realities that are going on all around us, to the point where maybe we can turn the tide before we lose a grip on the freedom that we have gained, before we lose a grip on liberty and, you know, freedom of expression and things like that, and, you know, steer the world in the better direction. Maybe we don't have to, you know, just accept, you know, cheap thrills and pleasures and on a sinking ship. Maybe we can really get things going again and, you know, really stabilize this motherfucker. Maybe we can save the Titanic. I'm coping. I'm coping like hell. But maybe, you know, I feel like if there was any hope for humanity, if there was any hope for us as a people, it probably, as weird as it might sound, it's probably the internet, because of it's how the internet can really give people access to, you know, accurate, better, more informative information, you know, instead of just being programmed by the television or the newspaper and things like that. But then the same tool can be used against us if we allow the internet to be controlled by the same people who always controlled the news and the newspapers and the televisions and the broadcasts. And that's why you need Super Chat Marco. The best in alternative media. So I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. I'm going to get off and immediately begin continuing my investigation into this would-be assassination attempt. I'm sure, I moved the mic prematurely. Into this would-be assassination attempt. I'm sure this is going to be the topic of conversation, probably for the rest of the ongoing week, right? So, and like I said before, Tuesday, my new computer is showing up, and so I'm going to do an unboxing of the new computer. So look for that video on Tuesday and or Wednesday, and I'm gonna show it off a little bit, try to see like how powerful it is and whatnot. So look forward to that. We got vlogs coming up, new music, all that shit. So hope you guys enjoyed that stream, and I will see you on the next show. Johnny!